Hello programmers, today I am going to showing how to create a to-do list website. So let's create a folder to our project and open the VS Code on our folder. Then create a file that index.html and also adding tailwind CSS link. So use tailwind CSS seeding link for our tailwind CSS official website. Let's visit there and click get started, and here see place CDN option. Click here and copy whole code and paste our HTML file and open with live server. Now we can see our output here. It's worked. So suggesting a tailwind CSS classes, let's do something. So add tailwind.config.js for suggesting tailwind classes also. Now refresh here. Now we can see suggesting tailwind classes. It's work perfectly. Let's go into our main code. So first we can create a div that's called main div. So creating div element, and inside div element we can create another div element, and here adding import the type of text and also adding a button that type submit, and the button name is add. Worked. So you can see output screen in right side. So creating another div for showing output and creating another div showing our main output. So I can simply bind classes. The classes name is output, and next div we can create a class that's nothing, and creating an h1 tag that's heading. We can write to-do list for our heading section. So to-do list. Okay, and for centering element using h screen and justify center, align center, item center, and also flex. It will be center right now, showing the output on right screen, and do some style in our first div that's called main div, using a border and some padding that's 10 pixel. So we can see a border and h1 tags, that's some styling using background color black and text white, and it will be center. So using text center property and text center, and using font size semi bold, and also font size text XL. Now it looks perfect, and rounded the border. Now it looks beautiful. So let's go into our next work and styling wall wrap for showing good text coding. And styling second section, div section, styling here using padding, that will be 10 pixel, and styling our import. So the background color of import will be, sorry, and the background color will be gray 700 main div. It looks beautiful right now. And styling our button, color is white and, sorry, text black. Okay, it looks good. Styling our input section, that px 10 pixel, and adding padding y 5 pixel, and rounded also, so you can use rounded. We need to require rounded left side, so using rounded left, and adding button some styling using text white, background white, and color also black, text black. We can remove our first text color and it will works nicely. And adding some padding to our button, so px will be 5 and will 2 3, and padding y is also 5, so it looks good. And rounded also, rounded right side, we need to right side rounded, so using rounded right, and text will be XL large, sorry, text will be large. So we need to looks perfect it, so you can customize again. Py is 6 pixel, it's not enough, so you can write 8 pixel, 10 pixel, and 9 pixel. 9 pixel is more than enough, so it can 9 pixel also. So we need to start in our input section, it will be 10 pixel, 12 pixel, yeah, 12 pixel is enough, but 11 pixel is more than enough. Okay, it's look perfect, looking good. So yeah, good. So we can hover effect our button, so hover, we can hover effect, add hover effect. So when we can hover it, its color will be changed. The color is BG orange 600, yeah, 600 is good, looking good. And it will be smooth transition. For smooth transition we can use duration will be 300, and outline also none. So it looks perfect right now. And also adding a font semibold to looking larger of text, and also capitalize where we can text, it will be capitalized, text large, yeah. It's almost done. And adding ID. So input ID is let's think about. We can write ID. ID I think main input. It is more readable than local ID. Main input is more user readable. So it will be main input and also the button. Let's post. So let's move JavaScript functionalities. Now adding reference. So we can write note here for our references. So creating import section reference, it will be our input ID also, and adding that ID input user input, that ID also main input, and our button input also post ID also post. Yeah, and our main input last output it also last output. We don't need the div. You can remove, yeah, and add last output here. Last output. Yeah, we almost done. Yeah, we can write all references here, and let's code. So we need to require document dot get element query selector for selecting our push button, push that ID plus here, and click event, and also adding a function. When I click push button, then it will call an event, and a function also creating if else statement. If document query selector main input and also input dot value is equal value dot length equal to 0, then we are showing an alert. Please write something. When the value is empty, then we can showing an alert option. Write something. We can showing an alert when it has no value. It can't work. Let's find the problem. Sorry, we can't link our JavaScript file to HTML. So let's link the JS file to our HTML. So going to our HTML file to link our JavaScript. Write script. Inside the script src, then link our file app.js. So finally link, and when I am not pass the value, then showing an alert, so it will work perfectly. And generate else function, when we can write some value, then we can show our input inside the div. So let's work. So else function, inside else function document dot query selector last output dot inner HTML. We can use backtick. Inside backtick, use backtick. Inside backtick, we can pass our inputs value to our output sections div, and padding 10, it will perfect, and margin 5, let's it round it, and background also green. We can remove our present background. Yeah, now it's work. It's looking good. Inside the green div, we can show our output here. So creating div element, so where we can type, so if we can type our input and click add button, then we can generate a new div, and inside div we can creating a span, and inside span we can pass our main value. So inside span, we can pass the input value, that's called main value. The document dot query selector, selecting our inputs value. So main input dot input, and also pass the value dot value. Let's see it out. It can't work, but why? Let's find the problem why it can't work. So let's move to find our problem. So what's the problem? Let's think about it. So it can't class name, it also being id, it will be id name. So let's id name will be last output, and using last output we can show right side that it will perfect. So when I'm type something and clicking add button, then we can show our output div, it will be worked. So just styling our output section. So now we can write something and have a problem, the output text will not look good, so make it perfect. So let's styling our task. The task font size, let's set some font size. Our font weight will be bold. Now it will be bold, and some font size for looking big. Our font size will be 20 pixel. Yeah, 20 pixel is more than enough, so it will be 20 pixel is good. 20 pixel is very good. And adding some text transform, capitalize, when you can write text, it will be showing capitalize, and adding some functionalities when we can write input section something and clicking add button, it will be empty, it not must be showing there. So we can call our main input and value will be none. So it will not work. Oh sorry, it will be input main input dot input value will be none. So now it will be work perfectly. When we can write something and clicking add button, the input button will be empty and the value will be pass our output div. Yeah, now it will be work perfectly. Let's doing more interactive. Clicking add button, so going to font awesome and pick and delete button, so search delete, pick that button, it looks good, and paste it our output section div. So creating a button, inside the button we can push the delete button and must have a id or class. Let's adding some style on the delete button. The font size will be 20 pixel. Yeah, it looks perfect right now. And some hover effect, when you can hover delete button, it will showing different. So adding background, adding color, background color not showing good. We can change the background to color, so it will be changed to color. Now it will good. Adding some transition to smooth transition colors. So transition will be all 1 seconds and is also. Now it will works good and perfectly. So here you can see it will good and looking good also. So adding functionalities, when we can click delete button, then the notes or text will be delete. So document.query selector will select our delete button, and that will storing a variable also. So we can declare a variable to that button. Variable name also delete button, but delete content. So inside variable we can declare it. So using for loop to access all the elements. So variable I to 0 and initial I value is greater than delete count and I plus plus also, and delete count and pass the initial value I, and also on click and calling a function. Inside our function we can call this element to remove the function or text. This dot node child or node parent node. We can delete parent node dot removed, adding removed function and adding live server. So adding, and it can delete, but what's the problem? Let's find it. Here we can use dot length property. Now it should work. It should work right now. By egg, adding some note for demo purpose. Adding more node, it will adding perfectly. Adding more nodes. So our main div output div height will be auto. We can add more element here. Let's add more nodes. So here we can show everything will work perfectly. So no more today, our project will be done. So thank you everyone. Goodbye.